ready to go for some local explorations. Please, 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 dear skies, grant me some sunshine. Welcome to Kuelap. It could really not be more perfect. Chachapoyas is actually the capital of both the Chachapoyas province and also the Amazonas department of Peru, the Sarcophagi of Karajía. Just look at this beauty. The silver snake. This is Cherry, my KTM 39 adventure, and me, Alena. And in this season, we're traveling around Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia. We love gorgeous views, beautiful roads, and we don't mind a little bit of challenge. Let's go exploring! Good morning, Cherry and I are ready to go, and we are heading to that mountain behind the tree. It's the ancient ruins called Kuelap. I've been waiting the whole morning to see if it kind of clears up because it's on and off in the clouds. But now I think it's time to go, so wish me luck. I hope to see it without the fog and the view from above. Alright, let's ride. So yeah, today I'm heading to explore Kuelap, the ruins of an ancient city on top of a mountain. Kind of like the well-known Machu Picchu, but much older. It's just a 1 hour ride from Nuevo, Tingo, where I spent the last night, to Kuelap. But it's not so common to get there by road. The most common way would be by cable car. You see this building on the left? That's the cable car station. It's right outside of the Nuevo Tingo town and takes you all the way to the visitor center of Kuelap. By the way, it's the only cable car in Peru, and some people come here just for the opportunity to ride it. Unlike them, I'm taking the paved road, or road, whatever kind of road it's going to be, because I can see there is some kind of off-road part coming soon. Right here. So yeah, I'm taking this road and not the cable car, because back in the days I used to snowboard quite a lot, and I've done tons of cable cars. So right now I can enjoy riding much more than riding a cable car. So yeah, let's ride! Look at this! Sunshine! Sunshine! Please, 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 dear skies, grant me some sunshine. Remember my motorcycle friend Red, whom I met in Bamba? Well, she was in Kuelap a few days ago, and she told me that it was completely foggy that day. And, well, she still loved it. That's good news. But I'm still hoping I'm gonna see it without clouds or fog, because I really, really want to fly the drone and capture one of the most impressive archaeological sites from above. Fingers crossed! Ooh! See that road? That's the one we just took. So cool. And it's only 8 kilometers left until the entrance, and I can see we're getting closer and closer to the clouds. Which kind of reminds me that the very name Chachapoyas, the name of the ancient civilization that lived here, means man in the clouds. Chacha means man, and Poya, clouds. So here we go, man in the clouds. Oh, look at this! A tiny stream crossing. So cute. And somewhere there in the clouds is hiding Kuelap. Built over 1000 years ago, it was only discovered in the 19th century. Ooh, look at this! Brand new paved road. It's gotta mean that we're very close to the entrance already. And I already have my entrance ticket. It costs 30 soles, about what, $8? And it has to be purchased online before going to the archaeological site. Because when you order the ticket, you have to select a specific time slot and make sure you arrive about half an hour before your time, because you'll need half an hour to actually walk to the entrance from the visitor center. And here we are. Welcome to Kuelap. And I can see that I actually have some time to get a cup of coffee and hopefully find a guided tour. Coffee, here we go! And a little snack. So as I was having coffee, I met these other guys and we decided to take a tour together. This is our tour guide Leida, and it also started to rain.
Tenemos de 25 a 30 minutos para llegar hacia la entrada principal de la yacta sagrada de Kuelap.
Here it is, positioned on top of the mountain and surrounded by thick 20-meter tall walls. Kuelap was thought to be a fortress. But as the investigations continued, the archaeologists started doubting its defensive purpose and acknowledging it as the political center of the Chachapoya civilization.
En la cabeza hay el pico, el cóndor, una ave. En el cuerpo está el puma y en la cola la serpiente. Es la triología.
Welcome to Kuelap. Back in the days, there were approximately 400 houses here, just like this one, circular. And it is believed that about 3,500 people lived here. They all belong to the Chachapoyas elites. Wow. I walk around imagining this town as it was back in the days. And this was the main temple where ceremonies were held and offerings made. And yeah, it stopped raining, so right now the weather is absolutely wonderful.
Dos casas juntas.
This place is just enormous. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be so big. This is wow. Impressive. According to our guide, only 20% of this place have been excavated and studied. So there is still a lot to be discovered here in this area. Pretty amazing. Goodbye, Kuelap. Was super nice to visit you. That's the exit. But before I leave this beautiful place, let's just have a quick look at it from above. It has finally cleared up, enough for me to be able to fly the drone. What a spectacular location for an ancient city. Alright, today's mission is hereby accomplished, and even despite the rain, I consider myself super lucky with the weather today. Thank you, weather gods! Good morning! Cherry and I are ready to go for some local explorations. So the thing is that I kind of just need to go to the ATM to get some cash. And the nearest ATM is in the town called Chachapoyas, which is kind of the local center of the Chachapoyas region. And since I'm gonna go there, then I might just as well visit a couple of interesting places around here. But first we need cash and gasoline. And funny enough, just as I was thinking of going for a little ride around, the owner of the hotel where I'm staying shows me a really cool route on the map. So it could really not be more perfect. So now we've left Nuevo Tingo and taken the main road to Chachapoyas. It's just a quick 1 hour-ish ride. Here we go, Chachapoyas. First things first, I need some cash. Here's the bank I use, Banco de la Nación. It doesn't charge commission when using international cards. And here is the main square of the city. So pretty. White, neat, colonial style. Chachapoyas is actually the capital of both the Chachapoyas province and also the Amazonas department of Peru. And yet, it doesn't feel like other Peruvian capital cities. It's pretty and organized. And from what I've heard, it's very safe too. Alright, so I've got cash and gasoline and ready to explore. I'm leaving Chachapoyas, the town, and heading to one of the signature places of this region. A very interesting archaeological site called the Sarcophagi of Karajía. It's not so far away, only about 60 kilometers ride. If you've been following me for a while, you might have noticed that this episode is quite different from the rest. Not so many oh my god and wow, and the reason is the microphone. It's been having some random glitches recently, but today more than 90% of the sound is simply missing. Which is very, very frustrating for me. And to be honest, I was super close to just sending the entire episode to the bin. But it would have been such a shame to not share some of the most interesting sightseeing that I've done in Peru during this trip. So I decided to put in some extra work and make this episode happen. And I really hope you will enjoy watching it. Well, in any case, let me know if you like this kind of format and whether I should do it another time if my microphone fails me again. Or maybe I shouldn't bother and just skip the entire episode. Please let me know what you think. I really appreciate your feedback. And here is the town of Huaylla and the end of the paved road. But it seems like it hasn't rained here for a couple of days, so the road is in a very, very good state. And very enjoyable views as well. And this is the town Coyechan.
De Coyechan se va hasta el pueblo de Cruzpata.
It's only 6 kilometers left, and obviously this part is getting somewhat more challenging. And this is Cruzpata. Now I should find a place to park Cherry and hike over to the sarcophagi. But first, I need to buy an entrance ticket, which costs 10 soles, from what I've heard. Here is the visitor center, I guess. Alright, so I left Cherry, got my entrance ticket, which is now 20 soles, not 10. So something like $5. I got a little snack for the hike. And yeah, I changed my boots for flip-flops. So it says just 700 meters left, but I think this is going to be the steepest part. Look at this. Archaeological site, Karajía. Oh yeah, I think I can see them. Get into the viewpoint. Try not to fall here. Here are these guys. Wow. Located in a cave up a 24 meters vertical wall, the 2.5 meters tall clay figures date back to the 15th century. Inside of them are the mummies and some ceramics and offerings to the deceased. The place is so remote and difficult to access that it was only in the end of the 20th century that these figures were discovered. And if you look around for a little bit, you will find some less elaborate, smaller sarcophagi, along with numerous other ruins. Wow, that was quite an experience. And I was super lucky to be there all alone. Actually, as I was leaving, a whole group of tourists arrived. And obviously, considering it's one of the top attractions here in Chachapoyas, I guess I was very, very lucky to be there all by myself and enjoy the silence and the beautiful view. And now we're going to enjoy the beautiful weather and head to another beautiful view. This time it's not going to be anything history or archaeology related. It's just going to be a very, very beautiful viewpoint called Huaylla Belén. It's a bright green valley with a river that's locally known as Silver Snake. Oh my god, these places are just so beautiful. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? Wow. Sitting in between the Amazon jungle and the Andean highlands, this region is one of the most biologically rich cloud forests in Peru. Incredible views, fun trails, and pretty unpredictable weather, although we've been super lucky so far. But still, we don't know if it's going to rain later today. So let's hurry up! I think we should have a first view over the valley pretty soon. Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god! Wow. So green. Now we just need to get down to the valley while the sun is still shining. Down this very curvy and pretty steep trail. With the amazing views. Here we go! Huaylla Belén. Whee! We made it! Just look at this beauty. Wow. After a little break with the gorgeous view, I could just turn around and head back home. Because today's mission is pretty much complete. But I'm so tempted to ride until the end of the valley and see what's there. Looks like at the end of it there is clouds and fog and some kind of road sign. Let's see what it says. Alright, sticker is here and Thierry and I are turning around. Whee! Let's head back home. But how can I leave without flying the drone? Just a couple of minutes, alright? Look at this beauty. The silver snake. And now that it's super cloudy and still the colors are so vibrant. Alright, let's pack down the drone. It's starting to rain. Heading back to Nuevo Tingo before it really starts raining. I kind of have a suspicion that this road is going to be less transited and more challenging than the previous ones. So I'd rather not do it under the rain. Yay! We're on a straight road down to the main road, only 8 kilometers left, and look at that. That's where we just came from, and it looks like it's raining there, and quite a heavy rain. Oh my god, we're so lucky today. Cherry, we're lucky! Almost home. Cherry, where have you been again? Every time I look away and you are dirty. Oh my god.